Hi everyone, I'm Valerie Landis from Experience.com, and I'm joined with the lovely ladies Catherine and Brittany for a discussion about egg freezing today. Brittany, would you like to go first and tell everyone who you are?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Brittany Hawkins. I'm based in San Francisco. I'm the co-author of the book Everything Egg Freezing and the co-founder of ELANZA Wellness. And I froze my eggs at age 33 when I was living in Cape Town.
And I'm Catherine Hendy, and I'm based in London, England. And I froze my eggs 2 years ago when I was 32 years old.
Great. Well, we're all egg freezers, and during this pandemic of extraordinary time that we have going on right now, thank you, ladies, for joining us and having this discussion about egg freezing. Because if you were in the middle of a cycle or thinking about egg freezing, you're probably feeling a lot of anxiety right now with the fertility clinic shut down and the stay-at-home orders that are commanded of us. So we have some tips and tricks and some key things to strategize while we wait for this pandemic to end and that can keep your fertility moving forward. Let's start with some key facts and steps that we can take to impacting our fertility. Brittany, do you want to tell us about some of the tests that we would take if we were seeing fertility doctors?
Yeah, I think right now is a bit of a challenge because usually to kind of get the process started, you would go in and see a fertility doctor for your initial consultation. Now a lot of the clinics are offering digital or virtual consultations, so I would not feel any hesitance to just that initial consultation. However, during that initial consultation, you would normally undergo something which is called an antral follicle count. This is one measure to help you or your doctor understand what your ovarian reserve looks like and potentially, how your body might respond to an ovarian stimulation cycle. So the challenge is that normally you would go into the office and the doctor would use a transvaginal wand that would basically provide you with an ultrasound. They would start to look inside your ovaries and see, how many eggs are growing. They're called they've reached the size, which is considered an antral follicle. And that's actually just one measure that you might have to wait on. But there are other blood tests that you can take, and maybe Kat can walk you through those.
Yeah, usually in that initial consultation, as well as just explaining what the egg freezing procedure is and taking a bit of a personal medical history, the fertility doctor will also run some blood tests. And so they're just testing your hormone levels. There's a few different ones there, but the primary one that they're looking at in conjunction with the AFC, with the antral follicle count of that one Britt was just talking about, is one called your AMH level. That's your anti-Müllerian hormone. And so that, in conjunction with that ultrasound scan, kind of helps the doctor figure out your ovarian reserve and helps to figure out how you might respond to the egg freezing cycle. So during the egg freezing cycle, you'll inject yourself with hormones, like your ovaries, lots of eggs. And, that's actually not a process that is suitable for every person, depending on the outcome of those tests at the initial consultation. So really, the doctor was walking you through the process and then trying to figure out if you're what they would call a good candidate to move ahead with egg freezing. And so obviously right now, going into the doctor's office, going into the fertility clinic isn't as easy of a step as it ordinarily would be. But as Britt said, I'd just reiterate, give the clinic a call and you can start with a telemedicine consultation and start getting those initial steps out of the way. And even though labs are restricted at the moment in a lot of cases, there may be some movement towards you perhaps being able to take a blood test, fertility hormone test at home, and having your doctor review those results. It's kind of a fluid situation at the moment.
So those are some of the key tests that you'll experience once you've determined which physician and clinic group and fertility clinic you're going to go to. But first, we need to decide on some of the key characteristics on whether egg freezing is even right for you. So maybe, Catherine, you can tell us a little bit about some key factors you can think about, both emotionally or physically or financially, about egg freezing.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You're right that, getting everything in motion with the clinic seems like a first step, but actually the first step happens inside your own head and inside your own experience, at home in isolation. That's the perfect time to start considering all of those big questions that go into a decision about whether egg freezing could be right for you. Because on the one hand, you've got the medical aspect, which your doctor can help you with, and understanding, medically what kind of position your body is in and whether you'd be a good candidate for it. But that's only half of the equation. The other half are all of these social factors, the financial factors, your personal life goals. And so, all of us have been in this situation personally as well, and we know that there's a lot that goes into the decision, not frequent. You want to really consider your finances and everything egg freezing. We'll get into them more, but we'll cover them a little bit now. And this is kind of like a series of like very personal and social questions around the decision. So Brittany, you want to maybe take us through the first major one?
Yeah, I think, it's a really hard thing to kind of sit down and really be honest with yourself, but asking yourself key questions like, first one being, how important is it for me to have a biological child of my own? There are other options, whether that's adoption or donor egg. There are all kinds of different pathways to parenthood. So just really getting to grips with like how much that really matters to you. And then the second thing would be, your realistic timeline. I decided to freeze my eggs because I was living in a foreign country. I didn't know where I was going to go next. Like there was just so many unknowns. And so for me, it was just a matter of trying to kind of chart that out and say, by this age, what will my fertility look like? And then from there, actually, potentially the more important question is, and how many children do you want? Because, something that I considered was that maybe I'll be okay for the first one. I mean, hopefully, but then what happens if I want two, and then what will my fertility look like at that point? So I think it's just really starting to be, it's hard, but honest with yourself and sort of creating a little bit of a fertility vision board as to kind of where you see yourself in the version of parenthood that you want. Or maybe parenthood isn't actually important to you in the end, but it is important to kind of have that conversation with yourself, because it's not something that any doctor will be able to help you with.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brittany, because egg math is a key part of the fertility journey. While we may not feel old, women are born with all the eggs that they'll ever have. And so we need to make sure that we protect our fertility future by freezing our eggs if we want to be a biological parent someday in the future, or be able to extend our family if we have a child naturally in the beginning. Or maybe the first kid we have naturally, the second one we might need fertility treatments. So if you freeze your eggs, you extend your biological clock, kind of like men. Men can make new sperm every single day, but women only have a finite amount of eggs. And so that's where the fertility testing comes in, and being able to give your levels and have a baseline of where you stand now, today, and then hopefully impact your fertility future. And maybe Catherine, you can talk about some of the key things that we can do while we wait for the fertility clinics to reopen again.
Absolutely, yeah, we'll go into those. But just before that, I just quickly want to add in on the end there that lifestyle is huge, and that's what we'll be talking about. But a key part of this decision-making process, could egg freezing be right for you, is age. It is the number one factor around fertility decline, and that is going to be a big part of how the doctor will counsel you too. So your age is the consideration, and let's say if you're 25, maybe you feel like it's less pressing in your life plan. If you're 35, it's something you're going to start leaning towards. whilst definitely that fertility falling off a cliff at 35 thing has been shown to be nonsense, it's actually a gradual decline, but it does gradually decline throughout your 30s, and that's something to be really cognizant of. So yeah, age, number one factor, and you should factor that into your decision. But then very excitingly, there's another side to it, which is your role in your fertility. And right now, when we're all stuck at home and we've got a bit more time in our hands, and it is now beyond question, according to the ASRM, which is the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, the top professional body for fertility doctors in the USA, that lifestyle factors can influence the outcome of fertility treatment. So, like egg freezing. And so, from our perspective, if you're going to do this, you want to save the best quality eggs you can, hopefully as many eggs as you can, and get the most bang for the buck out of this experience. So, I'll just let Britt walk you through our process in that and how we've created some strategies.
Yeah, I think it's just, something that I thought was super interesting in our research was basically that, while, as Valerie mentioned, you were born with all the eggs you'll ever have, they actually sit there in a state of complete dormancy until about 3 months prior to ovulation. So basically, an egg is sort of released from your ovarian reserve, and in that 3 to 4 months, it undergoes rapid maturation and growth. And most importantly, it undergoes really important chromosomal processing. Chromosomal processing is a fancy word for talking about how we achieve egg quality. So egg quality, we talk about a lot in our book, and that's kind of the core of what creates a healthy child. So, for example, about 40 to 50% of miscarriages are due to low quality eggs. So there are some really real reasons you'd want to be focused on your egg quality. And unfortunately, along with the number of eggs you have in your ovarian reserve, the quality of your eggs also declines with age. So it's really about kind of, knowing that as we age, that our bodies are less capable of creating chromosomally normal eggs. So during that 3 months, they're, highly susceptible to those lifestyle choices that you make because they're sort of unprotected by your ovaries. So you really do have a role to play in actually helping both protect your eggs and enhance them. So not to get too technical, but basically there's kind of 3 different aspects of generating quality eggs. One is preventing oxidative stress. So that's, and if you get extreme oxidative stress, that's inflammation. So oxidative stress being things like smoking, which can actually cause damage to your eggs. So then, creating ways to protect them from that is one thing. Secondly, it's the fact that, we need to supply them with enough energy. There's an enormous amount of energy through something called mitochondrial output that actually helps our eggs get to all the stages of maturation. I mean, if you think about it, you're maturing the future of, a child. So it's pretty incredible how much, it takes of our bodies to create this. So the problem is that mitochondrial production, just kind of dissipates over time. So you want to give your body an extra boost. The third thing is hormonal balance. So hormonal balance is important because egg maturation is a highly estrogenic process. And if you think about your hormones as this massive signaling system, it basically, when things are all in harmony, they actually signal your eggs to mature at every stage of growth. So all of these 3 things, knowing that this is such a delicate process and chromosomal processing is very, extraordinary if you think about it. So you really do have a role to play in kind of getting the best quality eggs at the end of, by the time you get to your retrieval.
Unfortunately, for all of those 3 things, there's no kind of silver bullet. It's a combination of incremental changes across lots of areas of your life. So that could be your diet, getting the appropriate amount of the right type of exercise, getting enough good quality sleep, certain supplements, and many other areas which holistically can add up to a big change. And so giving yourself the best chance of getting the best outcome of the treatment.
Yeah, that's great. So we'll put the link for the app and the websites for them to access during the COVID crisis and be able to download that for free right now. And then we're telling both of your egg freezing stories on experience.com. And you're welcome to ask any questions to both Catherine and Brittany, and we will help answer all your egg freezing questions. One key thing I just want to mention is that only mature level 2 eggs are actually frozen at the time of retrieval. So it's about getting enough mature eggs to mature at the same time during your stimulation, your 2-week hormone stimulation. And now is a great time while we're stuck at home and have the home mandate order to research which clinic you think would be the best fit for you, start asking what the prices are so you can start factoring in your finance piece of this puzzle, because it really does vary depending on where you live. And then researching different pharmacies, which we have links and resources that you can access. So feel free to please leave any of your detailed questions. We're here to help you. And then we're going to follow up this information session with a Facebook and Instagram Live. We'd love to know what lifestyle factors you're curious about, and if you have any specific questions on which fertility meds to take or which fertility foods you should incorporate in your diet. We can have both Brittany and Catherine weigh in on those choices and give examples of other people that have had good outcomes based off of changing these key lifestyle factors. So we're really curious to hear what you have to say, and so leave them in the comments below, and we'll help answer those questions next time. So thanks so much, ladies, for joining us today, and we look forward to all of your questions, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody.